Welcome, everyone, to the Q&A session for our upcoming course, Essentials of Energy Medicine, 12 Keys to Unlock Your Inner Life Force for Health, Joy, and Vitality. I'm Lisa Bunny, and I'm really excited to be hosting this Q&A call for the Shift Network, where we'll explore the teachings of Donna and David Feinstein and address questions about their upcoming 12-week video course, Essentials of Energy Medicine, which begins Thursday, January 11th. Later, I'll explain how you can participate in this course, even if you can't attend the live sessions. But first, I want to introduce our guests. Donna, a pioneer in the field of holistic healing, is among the world's most sought after, most joyous, and most authoritative spokespersons for energy medicine. She's been able to clairvoyantly see the body's energies since childhood, and her abilities as a healer are legendary. Her classic book, Energy Medicine, is the textbook in hundreds of healing classes. Available in 18 languages, it won golds in both the USA Book News and Nautilus competitions. David Feinstein, PhD, is a clinical psychologist and a pioneer in developing innovative therapeutic approaches, leading to 9 national awards for his books on consciousness and energy healing. In addition to his 9 books, he has contributed more than 100 articles to professional literature. He and his wife, Donna, have built the world's largest and most vibrant organization for teaching energy medicine. Their latest book, The Energies of Love, achieved bestseller status on the New York Times Love and Relationships list. And in just a few minutes, we're going to take your questions. But first, I want to welcome Donna and David, who will begin our call by leading us in an opening exercise. So welcome, Donna and David. It is such a delight.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, hi, Lisa. Thank you. It's great to be here. And I'm just so happy to be here because I love teaching energy medicine. There's something so magical about this, and it opens you up to your own magic of natural healing, because energy really is the best medicine, the best natural medicine there is. So I really love sharing this, and I'm going to give you something so simple to do that'll help everybody. And I'll tell you what each one of them for, but we're going to do some tapping. We're going to tap on your cheekbones, a real bounce off your cheekbones, because what that does is it pulses energy down stomach meridian and all the way down to the floor, and it hooks you up to planet Earth, so it grounds you. And then we're going to tap right here underneath the collarbone. This is K27. It's the 27th point on kidney meridian, and it'll help you be in sync with yourself, with the energies around you, and you're just a part of the whole, and you can feel it. And the next one, these are 4 thumps. The next thumps are right here in the middle of your chest. That's your thymus gland, and it is so important for your immune system. Like right now, right before we came on, I was just starting to get the sniffles. And so I'm going to be doing these things for myself to stop that cold in its track. We came to cold country just late last night, and so I'm stopping it in its tracks. All right. And the next one is take a 3-finger notch, okay, and drop below your bra line, 1 rib, and tap there. Let's see, I'm going to stand up a little so you might see it right there. Okay, and it might be a little bit tender, but it helps your body metabolize new information, new thought, even anything you've eaten that might be out of sorts with you and may not be the best for you. Your body will help metabolize it by doing that. Okay.
So these are simple exercises that simply get your energies flowing in a more optimum way. You don't really have to understand why they work, but they work. And you may feel just a little bit more energized having just done that.
Yeah. And now, one last thing we're going to do before we begin. If you have an affirmation, if there's something you'd like to affirm in your life, first, just know that there is a meridian, which is an energy pathway that goes from your pubic bone all the way up to your bottom lip. It's called central meridian. And it governs that. Well, a lot of unconscious thought, but you could also make it very conscious with an affirmation. So if you say an affirmation and zip up, just trace your hand all the way up the front of your body like this. It will spiral into your chakras, and go deeper and has a much better chance of, of working for you, your affirmation.
So we know a lot of people out there do affirmations, and there's good reason to. By doing affirmations combined with the energy exercise that opens your psyche and your energy body to receiving that affirmation, it makes the affirmations more
Yes.
effective.
Yes. Okay. All right. We're ready to go. Rock and roll.
All right, great. Thank you, both Donna and David. I'm going to be definitely trying those, absolutely. So we have the rest of our time together to dive into our viewers and listeners' questions for Donna and David as we prepare for their upcoming course. Again, that's called Essentials of Energy Medicine, and it begins Thursday, January 11th. And if you want to check out the website and learn more about the 12-week course, you can visit energymedicinecourse.com. That's 3 words with no spaces, energymedicinecourse.com, to see the full description. So let's go ahead and get started with some questions. We've got some good ones waiting for you already. If you have a question for Donna and David, you can type them into the webcast little chat box there, and I will be happy to read them aloud. So let's start with a question that I bet a lot of people have. This is from Mary. Mary says, why do energies take an unhealthy path that end up in illness? If the body is made to self-heal, how does it get out of harmony in the first place?
Oh, that's a really great question. Um, yes, our bodies are meant to be just self-healing, but we evolved for a world that no longer exists. So we have a lot of unnatural energies in our world now that are bombarding your cells and your own energies all the time. In a natural world, um, we evolved to, yeah, be able to self-heal, and it would happen much easier because we didn't have a lot of unnatural energies, like the foods you eat. There are, what is it, 17,000, David? Unnatural.
17,000 foods, chemicals are in our diet that were not in our ancestors' diet.
Yeah, so your body has to contend with that. You didn't evolve to be able to deal with that. Also, every square inch of our atmosphere is filled with man-made electromagnetic energies. And of course, there are pollutants and pesticides and all sorts of things. So those are energies that we didn't evolve with. So our body doesn't quite know how to not contend with that and get back to just self-healing. So that's a great deal of it. And of course, there's our own personal stresses, and we live in a world also that is now run by the clock. We have to be somewhere at a certain time. There was another time in our history where we were much more aligned with our natural rhythm, and when we were rhythmically connected in and just did things as it felt right. Our energies were more in sync with us. So those are some of the reasons that get in the way of our body not being able to heal itself. And so what energy medicine is it helps your body get in sync again with the energies that are flowing through you naturally and that are your own energies. And there's many different energy systems in the body, and they all have a direction that they travel, a spin that they have. They are influenced by through your aura. All of these things, you want them to be spinning right, flowing right, and what energy medicine does. One of the basics that energy medicine does is helps you with simple tools to get your energies flowing right. Like if I back up a little bit to what we just did, the 4 thumps. That first thump on your cheekbones, it makes the energy just pulse down to the floor, to the ground, so that you are then grounded and you can pull up energy even from the earth. The second one, K27, is the 27th point on kidney meridian, and it flips the energies around if they are going askew and are not aligned with you. Suddenly, they will go forward in the manner that they are meant. The thymus gland in your chest is really important for your immune system and will help throw off the things that are trying to come your way. And the last one is on right on your rib cage, but like right below your bra line, I like to say, because that's where it is. Um, that one really helps you metabolize things that aren't good for you, energies that are bombarding you. Energy, everybody has that experience of something threw them off and they don't know what it was, but you were feeling good and then suddenly you aren't. Well, that's your body contending with energies that we usually didn't even evolve with.
And just to add something to that, that yes, part of the reason that our body's energies go askew from the way that we're designed is because we are living in an environment that is so different from what our ancestors were living in as we were evolving, as Donna said. But also, things get thrown off just by use, so that you are in an environment that has all kinds of demands on you, and so you're always making compromises. Like it might feel better to stay in bed all day, but you have to go to work, or that you're always doing things that are that are choices. And often when we do that, we are throwing our energies off a bit. And so it's just like you have to change the oil in your car, just like you have to sometimes clean all the extra stuff from your hard drive. Our body's energies get off, and so energy medicine is a way to bring them back to center, bring them back to the way they're supposed to flow, the way they're meant to flow, so that they can be doing a better job in supporting you and healing you and keeping you healthy and vibrant.
Yes, and I'd like to say one more thing. I believe that this is the oldest natural medicine on earth. It's what our ancient ancestors used, because things do throw us off. And even when energy was all natural around people, it could have been their stress that threw them off. But they learned over time to what worked to make them feel better, to make their stomach ache go away, or to make their stress levels come down. They learned it, and that is now, believe me, that is in your DNA. That's in your bones now. You carry that, so your body still knows how to heal. But the one thing that you must do is make this a part of your understanding of the life force again, because energy is the life force, and you have to cooperate and become a part of that force.
Yeah, so your ancestors were the ones that survived.
Yes.
And the point Donna is making is that they in order to survive, they had a relationship with the energies in their body that that gave them an advantage, and that memory is in you. And part of what we do is we teach our students how to awaken that memory, but we also teach the techniques.
Okay, great. Thank you. That was very informative. Now, the next question comes from James, and I really like this question because I had the same one. He's referring to an exercise that you did, Donna, with on your call with Stephen Dinan, where you were talking about clearing the heart chakra. And James says, when you say counterclockwise to clear the energy of the heart chakra, do you mean from my perspective or from someone looking at me? Like, for example, for those who don't understand the question, when I go counterclockwise, if you're looking at me, it looks like I'm going clockwise. So what do you mean by counterclockwise?
When you're going to clear your own chakras, imagine that you're putting a clock right on your body. And the way that the clock ticks and goes forward is clockwise, and the way it goes backwards. And so, however it is for you, it will be different when somebody is watching. But that is correct for you because you're using your own energies and whatever is counterclockwise for you, which is, again, if you just imagine you've got a clock that's staring out, and go with the hands of the clock. Did that make sense?
Yes, I believe it did. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope James got that too. Okay, so here's a question from Helen, who says, can your relationship energy work be successful if only one of you does it? My husband thinks this energy stuff is woo-woo crazy, so I know he won't participate.
Whoa. Well, I'll say there's a lot of answers to this, but yes, it really can help. One of the things that happens over time, if only one partner in a relationship does these things, the other partner begins to notice that there's a shift in that partner that's doing it. There's a shift there. Either their stress levels are lower, they're calmer in response to their partner. Things have changed. And so I know an awful lot of partners who begin to do things just because they see that things have changed in their partner.
Yeah, so it's of course ideal to do it together, but many couples are successful even though they're of different religions or different political parties, and there's a parallel here that there's that tendency to try to persuade your partner over to this way of thinking, and that usually doesn't work very well. You can certainly state your case, but when it becomes harping on the person, it works against you. And we have experience with this because I'm a clinical psychologist, and I saw all the problems in our relationship as being based in Donna's upbringing, and what we learned over time, what I learned over time, was that you come in with what you got, and you meet each other with what you have, and that there are energetic influences you have on one another that may be very much out of harmony, maybe throw you off balance. And if you can get those energies into harmony, into balance, and then talk about the issue, you are able to resolve the issue a lot faster. And because it's the energies, where the energies are off, that the relationship goes off. And so we actually wrote a book called The Energies of Love that is all about what our experiences were. We've been together for 40 years, so we've had a lot of practice with this, and how to really use Donna's understanding of energy and her sight of energy to help couples to come into harmony. And one of the things that often happens is that the partner that doesn't want to do the energy is more like me, more kind of on the intellectual side, more on what we call the digital framework, the digital way of thinking. But when if the partner can even drag them to one of our workshops or watch one of our videos, they often soften very quickly because they identify with me, and they see how I've been kind of, converted or subverted to really take in the logic that is there with an energy perspective. Because just because we can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. Gravity, we can't see it. There's many forms of energy that we cannot see, but we can know them in other ways, and that's where this gets really exciting for the more scientific types. Is they say, oh, okay, we're talking about something that can be identified and worked with very tangibly.
I'd like to say that when a skeptic starts believing, they really start believing because they get it, because they have to make logical sense of it. And what I want to say is this is not woo-woo, although my husband thought it was at one time, early on in our relationship.
Just forgot the first 19 years.
No.
Yeah. I thought she was kind of ditzy. And
not 19 years.
Yeah. But then what happened was that she asked me to help her write her book. And I started my career in the Department of Psychiatry at Johns Hopkins, and my very first assignment was to study innovative therapies so that the administration there, the chair of the department, could decide whether or not they should be looking at these therapies. And I studied 46 different systems, got very good at asking tough questions. And so I started asking Donna these really tough questions about her work. And her answers were really convincing to me, much more than I expected. So I became that convert from being one of her biggest skeptics to one of her biggest supporters. So that for the last 19 years, I've devoted a lot of my life to supporting the book.
I would say that's what he says, and that's true. But I think I really watched him change over time because, I mean, for instance, when we were first together, and if we had an argument, he would keep talking on and on and on because he could wax eloquent about his position, and I couldn't. I'd fall apart and start crying. And what I did one day was I did an exercise that would straighten out my energies so they weren't scrambled, so I could think again, so I could meet him where he was at. And I think that was the beginning of the change for him. He was, I mean, there was no doubting. You could not doubt that something major had happened. I was no longer crying, and I won the argument. So, all right.
Okay, next question.
Love that. You weren't crying and you won. Yay. Okay, we've got a question here from Carol on a more serious note. Carol wants to know, does this help with cancer?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, it does. And it's, I mean, everything in energy medicine will help every illness, every disease. And in the beginning, if you learn the basics so that your body will know how to throw off cancer, throw off the stresses, throw off everything, that's what you need in the very beginning. And then it will move into more advanced ways of looking at energy. But absolutely, we have we have several faculty members in our certification program who've conquered cancer.
But, and there are also several of our graduates who work in cancer centers.
Yes.
And bring this knowledge to bear upon that work. But this is such a significant question because energy medicine has two different levels. One is what you can do on a self-help basis, and the second is what a clinician can do. Now, on a self-help basis, what you can do is you can strengthen your immune system. You can increase your vitality. You can be sure that the energies are flowing where they are blocked more optimally. And that will help any illness that a person may be having. That's very different than claiming it can cure the illness. Okay, that's very different. It's an important difference. And the quote curing is something that really requires a very deep assessment of how the energies are flowing, where they are flowing, and where they are blocked and where they are out of harmony. And that kind of work is often done in conjunction with Western medicine, and it's often done by someone that's very advanced in cases of working with cancer. Now, there are those cases where simply getting the body into balance has a remarkable ability to stop certain illnesses. But in terms of anything that one would really call a reliable treatment, it is a much more advanced protocol. So the course that we are doing with Shift is really to teach you how to optimize the energies of your body to have greater vitality, to feel more alert, to think more clearly, all those benefits. We don't claim that it's there to treat an illness because that's not what it's for, but it may help the illness to get better. And we don't charge extra for that if that occurs. And one other thing to really understand about the difference between the way that energy medicine looks at illness and the way that conventional medicine looks at illness. In conventional medicine, you look at the symptoms, and from the symptoms you make a diagnosis, and maybe also from tests, and then you have a treatment for combating the symptoms and the illness. In energy medicine, it's not illness focused. In energy medicine, What you look at is where the energy is not flowing or where it is out of harmony. That's your focus. You're not looking at cancer, you're not looking at the causes of cancer, you're not looking at anything having to do with the illness or the symptoms. However, the symptoms may provide you clues about where to look for the blocked energy. So if a person has lung cancer, it would be natural to look in the lungs, in the heart chakra, in the lung meridian rather, to see where how the energy is flowing, or in related meridians that feed the lung meridian. So so the symptoms or the illness give you clues, but they are not your target. You're not trying to cure cancer. You're not trying to cure multiple sclerosis. What you're trying to do is to get the energies into balance so that the body can move into its own magical self-healing abilities. Donna doesn't like all the caveats I put on.
No, I don't. I mean, I would just like to say, and I understand, because we live in a Western medicine world where you're not supposed to claim self-healing or anything. But I will say, I have seen where people are just balancing the energies. The body gets stronger and stronger and does overcome. And I'm certainly somebody who has overcome. I mean, my biggest thing probably that I had was multiple sclerosis, and just working with the energies. I mean, multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune illness, and autoimmune illness is really helped with energy medicine, any autoimmune illness, because what it's about is that your own energies have turned against you. So if you straighten out the energy so it's not turning against you, your body suddenly can heal. And so there's such magic in energy medicine, and I don't mean the magic of fantasy. I mean the true, honest magic that human beings have, and that we are alive because we have energy streaming through us, and we are alive because our body knows how to heal already, and restore, and replenish. It knows how to do this. So what energy medicine does is help you get hook up with your energy systems and have a wonderful communication with your energies and heal together your body.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And if you're just joining us, what's that?
Love it.
Okay. I was just going to say, if you're just joining us, we're here with Donna Eden and David Feinstein, learning about their upcoming course that's called Essentials of Energy Medicine, and it begins on Thursday, January 11th. And you can log on to energymedicinecourse.com for all the details and to register if you'd like. So let's get back to some questions. We've got a lot of them here. This one is from Marcia, who says, Donna says that the triple warmer smoothie can help with hot flashes. It unfortunately doesn't help me, so I'm wondering whether she might have another suggestion. I'm one of those women who's been suffering from hot flashes for many years and no apparent cause has been found.
Okay, that's a very good question. And for many people, the triple warmer smoothie is enough. But for other people, triple warmer also governs the body's habits. So if you have a habit now and you've been going through this for many years, you're going to need more. I would also suggest, I'll say a couple of things to you now, but I would suggest also maybe looking into energy medicine for women, because it's all about the hormones in your body and how to make them balance out. But let's see what I would do. Here's some, I'm thinking what might work for you. For some people, if you lay your left hand over your chest and take your right fingers and tap right in between the ligaments on the back side of your hand. Breathe in deep.
Between your little finger and your fourth finger.
Yes. And breathe in really deep as you tap there. that connects up with triple warmer meridian that governs hot flashes. Now, and I would do that for up to a minute. And maybe I would go to the other hand as well. People are different. You know, there's so many things. Everything I teach will affect you in some way. And for the majority of people, that is the technique that will work for you. But then people are different. Your energy is as unique as a thumbprint. So you want to figure out what will work for you. You might sedate triple warmer acupressure points. If you sedate them, and I used to do this for myself. I used to have PMS, and so the one that would work for me was to sedate the acupressure points. And you can hold your own. Like for triple warmer, it's if you take your fingers right below your elbow here, in line with the fourth finger, right below the elbow, and hold there, and then hold right below your knee, one hand's width below your knee, and right next to the bone, the sharp bone in the middle of your leg. And you hold there. You can look in our book, Energy Medicine. There will be pictures of these, and in our book, okay? Triple warmer sedating points. And then you go to the second points. But you can do these to yourself. If you feel like, oh, you're really losing it with your hot flash, have a mate hold them for you, and you can relax into it. Here is something simple, and this is a little bit, this won't sound like energy medicine, but it's all a part of it. I gave David permission. I like to have water, just a little bit of water poured on the top of my head. It takes the heat down, and you might find that works.
But the question also brings up a very important principle, which is that energy medicine, we're all unique. And so one technique might have a very different impact on a person, on one person than another person. And so there's a variety of ways of really calming the triple warmer meridian. And the triple warmer smoothie is one of them. Doing that tapping that Donna just showed is another one. Doing holding the acupuncture points is a more advanced one, but it's also more powerful. So you can kind of go up the ladder till you find what does work. And, you know, if all else fails, you just take the glass of water.
I just thought of one more I'm going to tell you right now. If you put your palm of your hand on your forehead, put your middle finger right on the top of your head, and push in, and then make little circles there. I've had a number of people tell me that works for them. Okay?
Now, a number of these techniques will be demonstrated in the course.
Yes.
But you know, the course doesn't really focus on hot flashes. So these are some of the techniques that you want to really apply to hot flashes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let's go to a question from Kathy, who says, what practice do you not let a day go by without doing?
Oh, I'll tell you two that I never let a day go by without doing. And they're a part of the daily energy routine that very often I will do the entire daily energy routine, which takes only 5 or 6 minutes. But if I'm running and I want to make sure I'm hooked up. So one finger in my belly button and one at the third eye, push in and pull up. And then take at least 3 deep breaths there. It will hook up central meridian that goes up the front of your body with governing meridian that goes up the spine, over the head, over the nose, and they connect together at the back of your throat. And when they connect, they spiral your energy forward and backward around your body. They make your aura stronger. You're not as vulnerable to the things that can hit you from the outside. And you just come home to yourself. They're very good. They're extremely good for your nervous system. Anybody who has seizures or anything like that, this is really good. So that's one of them. The other one for myself is something called the Wayne Cook posture, where you cross arms and legs over, and it's definitely in the class you're going to take. And it takes a little bit longer, but my energies tend to scramble if I get stressed. And this unscrambles me. Suddenly I'm clear, suddenly I'm home again. And that was the one I did with David in the beginning that allowed me to not cry anymore and win the argument. And I really love that. And for me, I grew up fairly dyslexic, and yeah, I was very dyslexic. And so one of the things that that does for me is also when I get very stressed, I get a little dyslexic again. I'm not dyslexic any longer. Having done all of these different energy tools, it took the dyslexia away from me. But when I get really stressed, I get a little dyslexic again. And so it straightens me out again.
Great. For me, I love to do the four thumps that we started with, which are cheekbone, and then the K27, which is the way you find it is you come along your clavicle, your collarbone, and go towards the center. And before you hit the center, most people, we're all anatomically a little different, but most people have little knobs right before the center, and you go under the knob. There's a softer point there, and you can tap there, or you can rub them also. You can massage them hard, but just tap there. That's the second point. The third one is the thymus point, which is also tapping on the heart chakra. And then the fourth one, she always says, underneath your bra, fellas, but it's, just go down to the bottom of the rib cage and then in line with the nipples and massage there. And those four thumps, and then the zip up, which is to go from the pubic bone right up to the lower lip. That's one that you can do along with an affirmation. I'm at my best today. I am at my best today. And then I like to also do a crossover where I grab the back of my shoulders, pull over the shoulder and down to the opposite hip, and do that about 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
And then the other side. And what that does is there's an energy system that is designed to cross the energies over. There's the meridians, which go straight up and down the body. There's the chakras, which are spirals of swirling energy. And there is a crossover pattern that is Donna calls it the Celtic weave, because it looks to her like when she sees energy, it looks to her like some of the Celtic drawings and symbols. And its job is to make sure that the energy is crossing over. It's going not just up and down, which it does, but also communicating from the right side of the body to the left side of the body. You know how the right side of the brain operates the left side of the body and vice versa. It's that principle is the big version of it, but it's also at the cellular level, the energies need to be crossing over. In the metaphor for that is the DNA, the double helix, where you see the spiral crossing over. So those are the 4 thumps, the zip up, and the shoulder crossover are ones that I always have in my back pocket. If I'm feeling a little off, a little tired, or I have to go and do something that I want to be at my absolute best performance, I'll just do those real quickly. It takes a minute to do all 3 of them, maybe a minute and a half. And Donna mentioned the daily energy routine, which all of these are part of it, everything we both showed. And the course will teach you the daily energy routine very quickly, so that within a couple of sessions, you're using the daily energy routine every day. It's really effective. It's really powerful. The biggest drawback it has is that it doesn't work if you don't use it. But if you do use it 5 or 6 minutes a day, it really makes a difference in your entire day.
Awesome. Wow. Well, thank you. We have time for a few more questions, but before we take those, I want to give a few details about the course itself. Again, it's called Essentials of Energy Medicine, and this is going to be a really fascinating 12-week journey under Donna and David's expert guidance, where you'll tap your inner reserves of life energy for healing, radiant health, and well-being. And the 12-week course takes place on Thursdays at noon Pacific, starting Thursday, January 11th. And if you can't join us live, that's fine. You will not miss the teachings. You will receive audio and video recordings, transcripts, and all course handouts on your course homepage. And also, I'd like to remind you that we offer a no-risk money-back guarantee on our courses, giving you a full 2 weeks until January 25th in this case, to make sure that it's a good fit. And as an added option, all participants are welcome to connect in a private Facebook community group so you can stay connected with one another. Also, everyone who registers receives the Essentials of Energy Medicine bonus collection. First, you'll receive a 5-video series with Donna Eden and David Feinstein entitled Energies of Love. Next, you'll get a video from Titania Dolan, Donna Eden's daughter, called Energy Medicine Dance. And when you register by midnight Pacific on Thursday, December 28th, you'll receive an additional bonus gift, and that is an audio interview by Dawson Church with Donna and David entitled Relationship as a Spiritual Journey. So before we get back into the questions, let me ask you both, Donna and David, what are you most looking forward to sharing?
We didn't hear.
Whoops. Lisa, you actually cut out, so we didn't hear the question.
Oh, okay. I just wanted, what are you most looking forward to sharing in the upcoming course?
Oh, I'm so excited to share. I want people to know how to take away their pain. I want them to know that how to take away stress is so important. And
How to adapt to the stresses in your life.
yes, and there underneath the stresses, there's an energy system called the radiant circuits that you will find more joy in your life, more happiness. I'm excited about sharing, yes, the energies of love. There is a section in or a sensory systems in the 12 steps. And the sensory systems you can really use with partners, because it really helps you if you can. It helps you with your compassion level for your partner when your partner might even be seeming like a jerk. Suddenly you realize, oh, that is their sensory system.
This could be your partner, your child, your boss, your neighbor, anyone that you are intimate with.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things, the sensory systems. And so, yeah, just, you know what it is, the most of all, I really love knowing that people can be empowered to not only heal themselves, but take care of the needs that they have at the moment, whether it be emotional, physical, whatever. I mean, to be empowered makes you more confident in life and makes you happier and more, know that you can adjust yourself if things get off. Just, wow, to have that information means everything. I really believe every human being on the planet ought to know this. And I think that children, from the time they start in kindergarten, should know how to do some of these things. They should grow up with energy medicine so that it's not something that they have to learn when they're 35, but to know, just like children now are learning technological, yes, things, you know, on the computer and on the cell phone, all of those things they just grow up with now. Well, they ought to grow up with energy medicine.
Because it's preventive.
Yes.
It's not only something to use when you're not feeling good, it's also something to keep you feeling good, to keep you feeling vital. It gives you a competitive edge. It gives kids a competitive edge to succeed in whatever it is that's important to them, whether schoolwork or sports or performance. And so those are all reasons for children to start really young, just like they learn to brush their teeth. Yes. They can learn to zip up their central meridian.
Yes.
And that's really a wonderful tool for them to have, a resource for them to have.
And may I say, you will find that you do not have to give so many medicines, so many of the chemical medicines to your children or to yourself. Once you have really enabled your body to help throw off the illnesses that come your way, or know what to do when you do get something. I mean, it's wonderful not to take medicines. For one thing, you will like aging better because your body doesn't break down so much. You keep your vitality and your aliveness. And I mean, it's a wonderful thing. I really like my age. I like how old I am. I'm going to tell you, I'm 74 years old, and I like it. And that doesn't mean that things can't happen to me, but I know what to do to overcome it.
The things that I hear the most from people taking the shift class, because it's been offered before, is that it's like a wake up call. That oh my gosh, I can do things that are simple, that I don't have to take long training. Very simple things that really help me feel better. They help me feel more vital and more alive. And then, as Donna said, and so people feel empowered from the course, and that's what really excites me about being able to offer it. We used to think that you couldn't do it online. We used to think that it's such hands-on work that we really felt we wanted them in the classroom. We wanted to see what they do, but Shift has really done a great job in developing the course and in having our faculty. We have 40 faculty members who are really, really skilled. They've gone through a lot of training with us, and they're teaching the work, and they are on the course. So you're taking the course, and you're able to text them questions, and they'll be doing some of the Q&As. So there's really a lot of support that makes it much more than just watching a video. It really becomes much more interactive, and we've been just so delighted with the feedback that Shift has gotten and that we've gotten about the previous times the course has been offered.
I want to say one more thing. Another thing that I really like is that it puts you in touch with the lineage that goes way, way back to the beginning of human beings, because what they had to deal with was energy. Long before they knew to plant and get herbs and things out of the ground, they learned about their energy. And so many of the things that I teach now, I mean, somebody in my audience will say, I do that already. And the reason why they do that already, they didn't know it, but they instinctually do it. Your instincts carry that lineage of information through in your body. Like, for instance, have you ever, when you got stressed out, threw your hand up to your forehead? You know, and then you take your hand away. But that's instinct, to throw your hand up there. And if you keep your hand up there, amazing things happen. You throw your hand up there when you get stressed or get shocked. And if you kept your hand there, here's what happens. Well, when you get stressed, you lose blood from your forebrain. It goes into your body for the fight or flight response or freeze response. And then, unfortunately, because we haven't been taught this through the ages, we try to figure out our problems when our blood isn't all up there anymore. It's in the body to run away from stress or beat somebody up or freeze and just stay with no movement. And but if you keep your hand up here, you will draw the blood back up into your forebrain, and you will be able to finally think again, and you will do much better in the situation you're in if you've got your brain working for you. So that's an excellent thing to do. Just the next time you're stressed, put one hand here, put one hand in the back of your head, create a sort of sandwich, and this is your back brain, your front brain, and breathe. And you can think about your stress. Don't even try to think anything positive. Just be in whatever the stress levels you have. Just stay there until you notice that you're feeling better. And that's when the blood has come back up.
So the course will give you dozens of tools like that
Yes.
that really can make a difference, and practical difference in your everyday life.
And that isn't woo-woo. Okay.
All right, thank you. Here's kind of a timely question here from Val Ray. Is experiencing flu symptoms today. Is there energy medicine for the flu? And let's throw colds in there too. It's that time of year.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know if everybody remembers, but when we started this program, I was saying gosh, I was just starting to come down with a cold. I was sneezing and my nose was running. And so I did all of the things that I knew to do. And here I'm not sneezing and my nose isn't running. And I feel like I beat the cold. Um, yes, first of all, the daily energy routine is basic. It is basic. You want to get your own energies flowing right. And when you've got a cold or the flu, believe me, you've got a lot of blocks in your energy streams. So you want to do the daily energy routine and much of what we've shown in this program today. But then there are other things. One of the things, oh, here's something major. You want to make sure that energy is crossing over, because when you get sick, your energy quits crossing over. And then it's hard to get over it. You can't get over your cold or your flu, and you have it all winter long. But get the energy crossing over. Learn the daily energy routine. And if there are specific places, like, okay, David said earlier that many of the things have more than one function, more than one function, or more than one use. So that while tapping here on your cheekbones grounds your energy, it also clears your sinuses. So these things that you will learn in the program, you will use for the rest of your life. It isn't just to learn some techniques. No, you will learn them and you will use them for the rest of your life, for when a cold comes along or flu. I want to tell you one more thing. There is a technique I called connecting heaven and earth. And it can often get rid of a cold or a flu if you get it right in the beginning. Right in the beginning, you can nip it in the bud. And there was a time that I thought I had made this exercise up, but I did not. I did not make it up, because I've seen it all over the world.
Well, you did make it up, but you weren't the first one to make it up.
I wasn't the first one to make it up. But I think now it's probably the oldest recorded exercise. Some variation on this. It looks a little different with different cultures, but I think it's in every culture. And what it does.
You saw it on hieroglyphics.
Yes.
In the Egyptian section of the British Museum. So
yes.
That was well.
So it's just very simple. I could talk you through it, but I'll have to do it sitting down, because you won't be able to see me. But if you start with your hands in a kind of prayerful position, okay?
Probably standing up.
Standing up is best. Yes, you want to stand up on this one. But you will find this in your course. And what you do is you take a deep breath in and stretch one hand up and flatten it. Hold your breath, and the other hand straight down and flatten it. And hold your breath through this. And then you let your breath out and you come back down to the prayerful position. And then you do it on the other side. And you breathe deep and hold as long as you can, and then bring your hand back down. And you do that 3 or 4 more times. And then at the very end, when you're coming back down, the last time, you bend over and you hang. And you do 2 really deep breaths there. And then make a figure 8 down at the bottom of your feet, and a figure 8, stand up, bringing the figure 8 all the way up, reaching high above your head. Turn your hand out, let your arms down, and
what that does is it makes space in the body for the energies to really move. And when the energies are able to really move, they have a healing effect. So it's a really good way to, it's a good thing to do in a lot of situations. This is what Donna would do in between clients if she felt she had picked something up with a client. But it's also a great one to do if you do feel yourself getting a cold or the flu in the very early stages, so that the body can really fight it off. Another one for a cold is to do just move your hand over the heart chakra. And again, imagine a clock inside your chest, and so the face is out, and the clock goes in this direction, but you want to go in the counterclockwise direction. So you want to go this way, which looks counterclockwise as you look at me, but from my clock being in here, it's counterclockwise. It looks clockwise to you. So that just imagine that the gunk, the disturbed energy that the cold that is associated with the cold is just coming out into your hand, and then shake it off.
I have a couple of things to say about those exercises. Again, different functions for different exercises. So that connecting heaven and earth and the hookup, which I did before with the belly button and the third eye. Many people have told me that one or both of those help with morning sickness if you're pregnant.
Okay. So do you have time for another question, Lisa?
Yeah, I think we could probably squeeze one more in here. I'm still grokking what you were just saying. That's great information. Thank you. Danelle wants to know, what about anxiety? Do you have any suggestions?
Yes, many things for anxiety. Um, let's see. One? Okay, here's one of many functions. If you put your hand over your chest this way, and again tap between the fourth and fifth ligaments between the fourth and fifth fingers, and tap and breathe in deep. Okay, this is over your heart chakra, and the heart chakra. Well, the heart especially is a part of an element called fire element that governs anxiety. And when you tap it and you get in rhythm with your own heartbeat, it starts releasing anxiety and fear. That's a really good one to do.
Yeah, and all the things you learn about triple warmer,
yes,
in the class are going right to where anxiety lives, because triple warmer governs the fight or flight response. And so to the extent that you can calm triple warmer, you feel less anxious. It's that simple.
Yes.
And triple warmer tends to be an overreaction in many, if not most people, because it is dealing with, as we've been emphasizing, an environment that did not exist when it was evolving. So it's kind of confused, but its job is to help you survive, and it's doing it in a strange territory that's very strange for it. So you can really be retraining triple warmer to be a better ally for you. And so all the things about triple warmer you learn in the class are going to be helpful for anxiety.
So,
okay, so you just brought up one quick question. We've just got a minute, but I noticed that the one that you just showed, actually both of them, are the exact same that you were talking about for hot flashes. So in like a minute or less, what's the connection between hot flashes and anxiety?
hot flashes and anxiety are both governed by triple warmer. They are both governed by triple warmer. Triple warmer governs it governs several things. It governs fight, flight, or freeze response, which is anxiety, but it also governs the hormone system in the body and the body temperatures. Hot flashes or fevers or chills, that's all triple warmer. So, and triple warmer is probably the oldest energy system in the entire world because it kept us surviving as a species. What did we need to survive? And it's interesting. I had heard recently somebody talking about they liked chills because they had learned to bring even
questions.
Yes, it was yes, we saw one of the questions, so a couple of the questions, and this one somebody really liked bringing on chills in their body because it helped them make them feel better. Well, that's what hot flashes, fevers, chills do, is they're trying to find equilibrium again, balance in your energy systems. So anyway, that's triple warmer. And the more you learn about triple warmer, the better, because triple warmer is really at the basis of so many things that go wrong in our body, and it governs habits. So if your body has a habit that you don't like, and the habit can be nothing that you brought on consciously, it's just how your body has learned to deal with different issues. And so very often I see that what is the health challenge that somebody has is simply a bad habit that triple warmer is cementing in.
It's not a behavioral habit, it's a habit that the energy body has taken on.
Yeah.
So it needs to be addressed at that level. So I'm sorry we didn't get to all of the questions, but I'm really glad that we were looking at the questions that came in early, and we're really impressed with their sophistication. And So we're really looking forward to your participation in the class.
You know what David said is really right. We went, wow, these are really smart questions. so, yeah, we just welcome you into this class. I think you will be really glad you took it. And yeah, blessings.
Absolutely. I wish we could go on for hours because, as you said, there are a lot of questions that we didn't get to. And I want to thank our viewers for all of your fantastic questions. Sign up for the course and get them answered, I guess. I also want to thank you, Donna and David, for sharing so much fascinating information with us. Again, the name of the course is Essentials of Energy Medicine, and it starts Thursday, January 11th. And again, you can visit energymedicinecourse.com to learn more and to register. So before we go, do you have any final words for our listeners?
Well, let's see. I just want to say I'm thrilled for you. If you take this class, again, it will change your life. You will, instead of reaching for some medicine in your medicine cabinet, you'll think, hey, I know how to do that. I'm going to take that pain away by doing this. Your life will change. And if you have children or grandchildren, what an influence on them to help their bodies grow stronger naturally without I don't and also know how to move the blocks out of their body more naturally.
Yeah, so it's really our intention that this course empower you with
Yes.
your health, with your vitality, with your sense of well-being.
Yes. So have fun with this course.
All right. Thank you again, Donna and David. It's been great talking with you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
honey.
you.
Okay. Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
All right. Once again, I want to say thank you to everyone who joined us today and for those who sent in questions. On behalf of all of us at the Shift Network, I wish you well and look forward to having you on this course or perhaps another one in the future. Have a great day, everyone.